I just recorded the whole thing and then I just realized I had my TV on and you could hear it in the background. There are tons of different genres on all kinds of platforms, and mobile games are no exception. We have puzzle,
adventure, endless runner, side scroller, action, puzzle teasers, pay to play, pay to win.
There's a lot of fucking games out there. One genre that I don't find too often though are RPG games on mobile phone. That's understandable considering many people use their mobile phone games as more of time wasters than anything else. But still, personally, I'd really like to see a good narrative like a Final Fantasy on my phone. There are some pretty obvious answers to this genre, kind of like Xenonia, but I wanted to take this time to look at one particular game that I played years ago that I fell in love with, and I hope you guys will understand. That said, you can probably already tell that this is going to be a treasure, so let's just get that out of the way right now. Okay, now let's take a look at Reaper. In this game, there was a massive war between two tribes of people. This war lasted for so long that both sides grew weary and progress of the Imperials were stopped. These two tribes are now at a stalemate where the Imperials are holding the ground they gained while the most savage wilderlings muster warlike tendencies. Then you awaken a cave where the game only provides you with a small foreshadow of what you bring. Then we have the gameplay. This game is rapid side-scrolling action while mixing in an adventurous world map and interesting characters and story. This all with RPG elements in there, you know, collecting gold, gaining experience, collecting items to beefing up your character, all these things. And even providing slight changes in the story whenever you change whichever option you wish to say during certain dialogue. The controls are extremely fluent and easy to grasp after your short and elegant tutorial. Much like Card Thief, you are in total control of the tutorial, truly giving you the opportunity to learn the mechanics of the game through experiencing it yourself. The best way to describe this game is imagine taking Zelda 2 and combining it with Valkyrie Profile and Castlevania. You would know what I mean if you tried playing this game. It's done extremely well, truly adding to the gameplay and standing out as powerful as the game itself. This game, as I see it, is possibly the best RPG adventure game I have ever played on mobile, while also being one of the hardest. This game can be downloaded for free, but there are different versions of the game with the full game and other purchases with added story and items. Doing this is somewhat of a cash grab, I guess, but at the same time I completely understand why they did it. It keeps devs from putting ads into the game, and the free version is an extensive demo. It stops you when you reach level 10 rather than in most demos where it'll stop you when you reach a certain point in the story. This really helps you get a good feeling for the game. Honestly, this is pretty genius. I'd prefer if other games take on this style rather than penny pushing us with every little level or every new story that comes out. Just give us a full game, goddammit. This little dark swordman can do everything you'd want him to, fluently. Jump, dash, uppercut, downcut, attack in midair with separate movesets of its own, like whirlwind or slam. His normal attack is done automatically, and normally this is an issue. I'm looking at you, Faerun. But here the mechanics of the game are designed beautifully enough to where that creates an even better experience. Each special move is based off of what you do with your right thumb, either sliding it up to launch your enemies in the air with an uppercut, or right or left to dash in each respective direction. Each special move takes a Skull of Rage, and you form a skull by dealing damage from your standard sword swings. Having this mechanic keeps you from spamming your special moves and generates a more diverse and unique gameplay. Albeit forced, but I gotta admit, the more you play this game, the more you realize that actually adds to the gameplay. In doing this, it'll make you adapt to each battle. You can still use these special moves even without skulls, but at a much weaker level. An enemy's attacks will trump yours, meaning if they swing at you while you use a move, you're going to take damage. Each enemy is also unique. Some are in the air, some dash at you, some use projectiles, some even have shields. This forces you to make a plan for your attack. One assault, you may want to slam enemies into the ground until you win. Next, you may whirlwind in the air to deal damage to all the enemies surrounding you from above. There's also an enemy meter on the top right showing you how many enemies are left before you can continue with the story. Every successful assault or task wins you experience. With enough experience, you gain levels, and each time you level up, you have an option of 3 things to improve on. Your stats, stronger moves, more life, all these things make up for a more personal experience as you build the character to best suit what you want to promote. Personally, I prefer upgrading attack moves and stuff. There are no game overs, and your health recharges after every successful assault, so there isn't too much of a point to more health for me. Don't think you improve yourself by only leveling up. There are also shops that you can buy more items from, like gauntlets and swords, making your stats grow differently with each item you wear. This stuff helps keep up to date with new stuff as you progress, keeping you alive in parts where you would have died without getting more defense. Phew, that was a close fight. This game just seems to do about everything right. I could spend hours just playing this game the same way I would be sitting on my couch playing a game on my PlayStation. Honestly, all of this is refreshing considering you only really get that type of experience when you're playing on a console or on your PC. In fact, I would say that this game is so good that you could probably actually port it onto a console and it will play fine. But the beautiful thing about all this is that it's really designed for the mobile game. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah, Frog, but what about the not so good parts of the game?
Who said that?
I did.
Oh jeez. I forgot to mention Ribbits wants to say hello.
Hello. But hey, you didn't answer my question.
Okay. Like what, Ribbits?
Like, what about the collecting gold?
Alright, you do have a point. The gold collecting is a little tedious. It bounces around everywhere after killing enemies and breaking vases and stuff. Half the time I don't even chase it down because it's really just not worth it. It's all bouncing around and moving so fast. Like a kid hyped up on sugar. Do you want to chase them just to hold them down so that they can learn to relax? Or do you just let them use up all of their energy and tire out themselves? Also, with this said, unless you use your power attacks, these vases take so many hits to break. It's like, is it even worth breaking them? At least the gold doesn't vanish quickly. You'd see it exit the stage through the void beyond the screen sooner than it disappears normally. So at least the game is fair in that regard. It may take 2 years to collect it, but it will not go away for a very long time.
I don't like that the fighting isn't as random as you'd think on an adventure game.
Hold on, that's not true. Every place puts you in harm's way, getting attacked between each world.
Oh, really? Well, what about the time you went back and forth between the man and the shop without once triggering a fight? It doesn't really seem so random if you look at that, huh?
Okay, yeah, well that does help your point. But you do actually end up fighting the characters again if you just go through it enough times. It's just less likely.
Well, that doesn't make me enjoy it more, Frog. Seems counterproductive to me.
Okay, well, no one asked you to be honest, Ribbits.
No one asked you to do this review either. Not to mention, no one asked you to make me up. I'm not even real. You're talking to a solid piece of clay, Frog. My voice is made up. I am purely imagination. You're really going crazy, aren't you?
Okay. Well, that was Reaper, one of my favorite games on the mobile market. Being something so charming and entrancing in the gameplay and the beautiful music, not to mention the beautiful scenery once you get into the game. This is definitely proven to be in the treasure category.
Wait, no, Frog, you did that already.
Yeah, you're right. So, how should I end it then?
I don't know either. Man, you really dug yourself in a hole on this one, didn't you? I mean, it's not like you can just end it here. You gotta have an out.